Reaction video number 3 was by Glenn D. Rawson, and it was called How to Start Changing an Unhealthy Work Environment. So it was a TED Talk, and he started his presentation off by saying, imagine you just received some negative information about him, and just before the TED Talk, maybe he or she with you today has heard rumors about me too. So saying some of the rumors about him being incompetent, being a liar, being a bragger. And then he asked, how much would that affect the image of him right now? So, like, imagine you hear, like, that this guy coming in to present today, he's all about himself, he's a liar, like, he's incompetent, like, he's just bragging about his life, like, and you've never met him before, but, like, you just heard that. So, like, when you go and watch that presentation, like, you're going to assume that, like, you're going to try and, like, see, like, if he says something, you're going to, like, put it back to that, which is not fair because that's a rumor also, and it's two people talking about someone that's not present. So then he said he is a psychotherapist. So working with occupational health, he met countless employees and leaders who are suffering from a toxic and unhealthy work environment. And they are struggling because they're lacking knowledge how to change the environment they need outside help. So he's tried to help them and failed times and times again. So it's not an easy fix. Like, you've got to, like, try and fix it. Like, it's not going to be fixed by tomorrow. So he's failed many times. He's tried conflict resolution, group discussions, individual interviews, and leadership coaching, failing time and time again to change this unhealthy work environment. And then 10 years ago, he said he started a little investigation on his own. So he was trying to figure out why it is so hard to change, and he found out that a great number of employees and leaders were talking negatively about their colleagues when they were not present, namely backbiting. So the definition of backbiting is talking negatively about the third person who's not present. So this is like when the beginning of the presentation when he said that if someone told you something negative about him, like he wasn't present to, like, defend himself. So it's pretty much just starting a rumor, telling someone that, like, something, and then them just putting that towards that person because, like, they've heard it, so they assume that's true. So then he asked the question to the crowd again. He said, raise your hand if you think backbiting takes place at your workplace. So then pretty much everyone raised their hands, so they all said, like, that they agreed that backbiting does take place at their workplace, 90% of them. So then he said that one of his good friends in ancient Greece, the great philosopher Socrates, met an acquaintance on the street, and the acquaintance said, hey Socrates, have you heard the latest news about your friend? And Socrates says, no, but before you tell me this news, I want you to pass this little test for me, please. So then it's called the triple filter test. First question is, do you know what you're going to tell me about my friend is true? And then the acquaintance said, oh no, I just heard it, I don't know. Okay, you can still pass the test, is what Socrates is thinking. Second question is it anything good that you're going to tell me about my friend? And then Socrates said, no, or the acquaintance said, oh no, on the contrary. He said, nothing good. And then Socrates said, okay, you may still pass the test. Third question, what you're going to tell me, is it useful? And then this acquaintance said, oh no, it's not useful. So Socrates said, first of all, you don't know if it's true. Second, it's nothing good. And then third, all of it, it's nothing useful. So why bother to tell me? Like, what's the point of telling Socrates something about his friend if you don't know if it's true? It's nothing good. And then also, it's not useful. Like, there's no information, like, being told, like, that is going to be used because it's not true. You don't know anything about it. Like, you've just been told it. So why tell someone else? That's how you continue backbiting. So then, do you know who in our society today that backbites? This is what he asked the question to the people, and he said women, and then he said men. So it's both of us. So when he backbites, he's got this feeling of elevation, elevating himself while talking other people down. So, like, if you backbite, like, you're just pretty much putting yourself on, like, a higher pedestal and, like, saying, like, you're the best. And when you're talking about someone else, like, you're putting them down. So, like, it's not really anything nice to say at all. And so then he asked the crowd a second question, and he said, would you like to work in a place where there's no backbiting and no gossip? So everyone pretty much raised their hand. Like, if you want to work somewhere, like, with no backbiting, it's pretty going to be a good thing. how to get a permanent end to backbiting. So he said he's done one genius thing in his life. He calls it the Gossip 2016. And he said, and this is how you can all apply it in your workplace if you want to. He said, first of all, you gather a group. Second, you ask them the first question, which is, do you believe backbiting takes place here? And they will all raise their hand. So you get your group, you ask them, do you think backbiting takes place at our company? And all of them will raise their hand because I feel like that's every company in the world. And then the third question is, do you need to define what backbiting is? So tell them what backbiting is. It's when you're talking to someone and the third person's not present what you're talking about. So use the triple filter test. It's good, right? Fourth, ask the second question. Would you like to work in a place where there's no backbiting? And everyone, yes, should raise their hand because that seems like a perfect working environment for me. And then after the people sign the paper, you put it on a glass frame and you put it up on the wall so where they can see it every day, where everyone signed it, like they agreed to not went into backbite, like they agree that just ruins the company. So then every week for the next 6 months, you ask the group, how are we doing with the Gossip 2016? So everyone's still participating, everyone's doing what they're supposed to, they're not backbiting backbiting employees, making them feel bad about themselves, or just starting rumors for no reason if they just hear something. Because if you hear something from someone and it's about someone else, obviously you probably shouldn't think it's true because, first off, someone else saying it, that's not reliable. So then, this may seem simple, maybe naive, but too good to be true, right? But it works, and he knows it works because he said that he knows because that it's over 250 CEOs in different companies that could verify this because they have been participating in doing this, and they got it from him, doing this, because the Gossip 2016 keeps people from backbiting. So they could also tell you that the absences and the sick leaves go down, and the fractionation is minimized, and productivity, everyone's doing their work, everyone's working, everyone's being friendly. There's no more people doing sick leaves, absences just because someone's being mean to them, bullying them. So then if you take this concept a little bit further, you all heard about the discussions about how young people and children are being bullied at school and on social media. So you can take this even to the schools and have the kids sign this thing and talk about backbiting, because backbiting is how rumors start, and it's how kids get bullied and stuff, because people will start saying something about one of the kids and then everyone else will agree because they heard it from a kid. So taking this into the schools will be helpful. And also I feel like every workplace, they have a type of backbiting. There's always going to be someone at a workplace that's going to be either jealous of you and start rumors because they want to be you, and it's not fair, but it's just how life is and how working in the job environments. But having this